Databricks, which is of course a company that has made some multi-billion-dollar moves in the AI space, has currently acquired a team behind Einblick, which is a natural language data notebook. So today I want to break down everything that happened in this deal, why they're acquiring this company, what the big implications for the AI space are in general. So what I think here is interesting is, really what Einblick does. So essentially they allow their enterprise or big corporations, these users to solve data problems with one sentence.
This is interesting.
The acquisition that Databricks has just done is Databricks' fourth in the last year. This is following Arceon, which was $100 million, Mosaic ML, which I referenced earlier. They bought Mosaic ML last year for $1.3 billion, and then they also bought Okera, which they didn't disclose the exact sum of that deal. So again, following that trend, we don't actually have a specific price disclosed for Einblick and for this specific acquisition right now, but we know based off of the things that they've been acquiring in the past, it's going to be substantial. So this acquisition that they currently have made is essentially aiming to enhance Databricks' enterprise data storage and analysis offerings. And really what this means is they're trying to compete with Snowflake, right? So Snowflake is has a very, very incredible valuation. They're another massive company in this space, and Databricks wants to be able to compete directly with them. So Databricks executives Ali Godse, Ted Tomlinson, Patrick Wendell, Prem Prakash, and Cassie Mao, all of them were commenting on this in a blog post recently that Databricks kind of posted for everyone to see when they made this big announcement. But this is what they said. This is really, it's kind of funny. They don't have a specific executive named here. They just have all of the executives named here. What that says to me is that probably someone from the communications department wrote it, and all of them just yeah, that sounds fine.
That's fine.
Anyways, this is what the quote is. It says, the Einblick team has pioneered state-of-the-art techniques for translating natural language questions into code, charts, and models needed to generate insights. And this is really kind of the reason why they said they were acquiring the company and why they think it's a really, a good fit to merge this with Databricks. So Einblick was actually founded back in 2019 by MIT and Brown University researchers. So it's not, it's like a fairly new company, but it's not something that came out in the last, couple of years. Which again, I think just kind of goes to my point of that this is probably acquired for a decent sum of money. And Einblick, they essentially developed an AI native platform for simplifying data problems. So you can, ask it questions in natural language like you would with ChatGPT or something else like that, and it's gonna essentially give you answers about your data, and it's solved in a lot of complex problems that people are struggling with data. So the other thing that's interesting is that Einblick integrates AI into the authoring surface for data analysis. Their AI assistant, which is called Einblick Prompt, can process instructions. It can plot heat maps. It can do a whole bunch of really impressive things. And they have a multi-step architecture, which essentially translates users' inputs, right, if you're talking to this thing, into insights using SQL, Python, and logical operators, right? So the way that this is, they're essentially, when you have these sort of models, talking with them and then trying to get the data out, it's very difficult. What they're actually doing is turning your inputs when you're chatting with this thing, they're turning that into SQL or Python, into code, and that code can then go and access the data and solve a bunch of these data problems, get the data that you're looking for. So that is an impressive, feat that they've accomplished there. So Einblick essentially allows data connection from a bunch of different sources, including Microsoft Word, Excel, and also Snowflake, which is interesting because this is who Databricks is trying to compete with. But Einblick offers a free tool, which is called ChartGen AI, which is essentially for generating charts from uploaded data files. This is really useful. It's free. I think a lot of people use this. Databricks right now is trying to integrate Einblick's technology into its data intelligence platform, which is following the acquisition of Mosaic ML, right? They spent over $1 billion to acquire Mosaic ML. They're building this data intelligence platform. They really want this thing to be robust and to have a solid ROI after how much they've spent on it. And so I think this acquisition is to help flesh out some of the missing pieces to that offering. So Databricks' goal right now is to understand general language and decode company-specific jargon. This is a problem that a lot of corporations have, right? And it's not just, I don't think it's just company specific. I mean, there's like industry specific jargon, that's one thing. But when you get to the company specific jargon, like a company has special words for special things, it's really complex. It's hard for contractors or new people to come in and make the changes they need to even understand what's going on and what we're calling things. And so I think that's an interesting problem they're trying to solve. This is something that Emmanuel Zigron, who's Einblick's founder and it's the founder and CEO, said. They said, when we founded Einblick, our goal was to empower companies to do more with data by creating the easiest and most collaborative data platform. So I think they've done that. Obviously, if they're getting acquired by Databricks, they've done a fairly well, a great job of this. Databricks' mission really aligns, I think, with Einblick's, their ethos or whatever, which is essentially for simplifying and democratizing data and AI. I do feel like that's kind of generic, though, if I'm being 100% honest. Like, pretty much everyone says that their job is to democratize AI, so... But, I get the sentiment, and I think the sentiment of these two companies is in the same direction. So, Databricks' founder, which is Ali Ghodsi, and also Einblick's co-founder, Tim Krasa, they both went to University of Berkeley. Not sure if they knew each other back then. It's funny, though, when you get people that went to the same university and eventually end up at the same companies, or their companies emerging in the future. I'll keep you up to date on everything happening with this merger, what we see out of this, and some of the implications of AI in the future. But a really, great job. Kudos to everyone over at the Einblick team, and really excited to see what Databricks does with this new acquisition, with all of the incredible talent that they have on their new team.